Hey yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to, technically this is a start of June manga haul, but it's books from May that I've just kept in the box until now, and they showed up now, so because they shipped them like 2 days ago. So yeah, there's some manga, there's a textbook, technically actually, and some figures. So why don't we just get into it? Let's start off with the textbook. This is the history of hentai manga, and yeah, it's a book with like research material. I'm about that life, and I'm trying to become the professor of hentai, or like the professor of nasty man manga. What can I say? I'm already the advocate of the holy text, but trying to be smart about it too. No, but for real, I'm actually really interested in this, and they had it in stock, and I picked it up while I was picking up something else. So I'm gonna be looking forward to reading it, and it's actually my first Faku book, which is kind of weird that I didn't pick a hentai, considering that I'm the advocate of the holy text. But I mean, does it get more degenerate than actually reading about the history of hentai manga? You tell me. Next up is a series I think I've showed some of the volumes of, so I'm just gonna go over this real quick. I don't think I've shown all of them, but I might have shown the first couple. But Hinamatsuri 1 through 6, picked these up in person actually, which is something I don't do a lot of because manga is expensive here, and I have to go to a whole other town to go to the comic shop. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this, and it's a decently short series, and the art looks interesting, and I mean, it's recommended by Boogie himself, so if you're interested in a good slice of life, comedy, whatever, I don't know, go look at Boogie's channel and his haul videos. He goes more in depth about what this is. I picked it up because he recommended it, so do with that what you will. Next up is something that I've been looking forward to for a while, which won't be complete until Volume 1 gets a restock, but I picked up 6 volumes of Pluto, 2 through, is it 7? Yeah, 2 through 7. 8 is coming in the mail from Book Depository, but they're slow as hell since they're not part of, like, the UK is not in the EU anymore, so shipping is very late. But at least they take care of import fees, so that's nice. And Volume 1 was not in stock, but I picked up everything else because I hadn't seen these in stock for like ages, and I really wanted to read this, so, you know, I can wait until Volume 1 gets a restock, and I'm sure it will be restocked. And if not, I'll find a second-hand copy on eBay or something like that. But I just couldn't miss out on having this in my collection. Who knows, maybe I'll actually send the volume to my friend's place, since I'm going to the US in October, and I'll have to look into this. I think this is actually available online in the US. It's just not in Europe, so it's a bummer, but I have the majority of it. Have 7 out of 8 volumes, so if anything, I'll read the scans for the first volume and get it, like, read it and then pick it up eventually, so no harm done. Next up is Volume 6 of Psalm 100. I'm really enjoying this this series, and I mean, this volume is pretty nice looking. They're kind of thin for what you're paying, but and of course I got a misaligned volume. I wonder, wait, is it in the back? No, this was printed in the US. Maybe they've just not, I don't know, it happens sometimes, but I know with the new reprints that are from Italy or China, the quality control is dog shit. So I was just checking. This is the first print. The first prints are all in the US, I believe, from what I can tell at least. Next up, Peak Fiction, Golden Kamuy, Volume 26. I'm going to be reading this tonight. I love Golden Kamuy, and I think it just ended not that long ago. Can't wait for the entire series to be out. definitely gonna be in my collection always. And I mean, the art is just fantastic, and the story, sure, there's some bits that are all over the place, but it's got a bit of everything for some, like it's a great introductory to like the seinen. It's not a genre, it's a demographic. There we go. Sorry, English is my second language, so I am sometimes the words just disappear out of my head as I'm talking, and it's a bit annoying. Oh, my phone is alerting me that it is running out of battery. Anyways, next up is, I believe, the final volume. Yeah, final volume of We Never Learn. Now I can finally read this, and I mean, sheesh. I do not remember who that is. I read the first 3 volumes, and I decided to just be picking them up and then read them when they're all out, but damn, she's caked up. It's only Friday morning. Jesus Christ. Relax. Next up is the latest craze going through the manga collectors community. Colorless Volume 1. And I gotta say, 7 Seas. Oh, these books were sent before the whole drama with the union. Also, I'm not in America, so no matter what I do, won't really affect anything. But yeah, check out the United Workers of 7 Seas on Twitter. It's a union. The workers of 7 Seas are trying to get on, like, up and running. 7 Seas is not having it, so they've gone out of the way to hire a union busting firm, and it's a whole ordeal. Look it up on Twitter. Decide for yourself if you want to keep supporting 7 Seas. Right now, they're not calling for a boycott, but maybe from your personal opinions or so on, you might not want to support 7 Seas right now, since my money won't make a difference, and I'm in a completely like, there's so many hoops that my money has to go through before it actually affects anything. So yeah, and also 7 Seas is one of my favorite company, well, publishers in terms of quality and series. So yeah, take that as you will, educate yourself on it, form your own opinion. Look up, I think it's underscores UW7S on Twitter, and then you can check out the page. They have a lot of great resources on there that talks about the whole situation, also other companies that are trying to unionize and so on. It's definitely important to stay up to date on these things, so do yourself a favor, look into it. You know, maybe you don't want to throw your money at 7 Seas because of all this, but for now, just know that there's no official boycott being called for by the union. So anyway, next, moving on, Mashle, absolutely great series. Love the humor, love the world. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. I'm a big fan of One's writing, and this is like the best of both worlds. I think I know this has nothing to do with One, but it's definitely heavily inspired by One Punch Man and Mob Psycho. And I mean, what can you say? It's great fun. It's not the most like groundbreaking thing, but it's like I'm laughing my ass off every time I read one of these volumes. So yeah, this is definitely going with me right after this video to be read, along with the next one, which is actually a manga by One, Mob Psycho. I love Mob Psycho. The anime is one of my like top 10 animes of all time. It's so great. If you want to experience Mob Psycho, though, watch the anime. If you love the anime, go ahead and buy the manga and support One that way. The art is the original webcomic art, so it's not bad, but it's unique. It adds to the humor it really adds to the humor and the vibe of the series in my opinion. Like it's on purpose that the art is bad. Next up is Undead Unluck, mid-series. I mean, it's okay. It's not the best, and it's probably not going to last too long in the magazine anymore. It's middle of the road. I mean, it's the definition of mid. Next up is moving on. Next up, Freeroom Volume 4. I'm in love with this series, and it's such a great take on like fantasy, and I really love how they play with time, how we see time through the eyes of Freeroom. So a couple pages, it could be years, it could be months, and you see that through like text bubbles, and you see everything around everyone around her growing up and like going through life, and she just is unfazed and doesn't notice it, because our real time is like the real time you go through is much longer, as you see with the way the narrator mentions the time. So the way they play with time is fantastic, and it's really great, and it has some like dark moments and some fun moments, but it's definitely interesting. Next up is with the Witches of Adamus Peak. It's the one part of the Holy Trinity. I mean, what can I say? I'm going to be reading this right away. Hopefully, it has just as many color pages as the first one. But yeah, if you're under 18, do not pick this up. I gotta say that for, I guess, legal reasons, but we all know you guys are nasty and you're reading hentai even though you're not allowed to, but pick it up. It's really good. Next up, Bakemonogatari Gotari 13. Fantastic cover. No idea who that is. No idea what's going on. I haven't read it yet. I'm just picking them up because the covers are amazing. The art inside is fucking gorgeous, and Base Senpai recommended it, and I trust his taste. Next up is a denpa book, lenpa. I give denpa too much crap because they keep delaying books, and they're very slow at releasing this series, but they're a very small company, so gotta give them some slack. Heavenly Dilution Volume 3. I like the first 2 volumes. I'm excited to see where this goes, but I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant to picking up denpa series because you never know when the next volume will come out. This one, along with Colorless, is another one of the crazes going through the manga collector community right now. Crazy Food Truck. Heard good things. Kind of disappointed that it's only 3 volumes. Like, I was kind of hoping to have like a 10 plus post-apocalyptic kind of manga going on, but oh well, it's only 3 volumes. I heard the art is peak. Let me just have a look inside, and I mean, what can I say? Yeah, Crazy Food Truck. I'm excited to read that one. Finally, this came. This has been MIA for I don't know how long. Like the seller I buy through, they had this at this in a category. It was like, we don't know where it's at. It's gonna show up when it shows up. Here it is. This is actually a second volume. I'm just realizing this is for my brother, but yeah, they finally have these in stock, and what can I say? It got the 3D cover. Yeah, this is my brother's, but I already have one. But yeah, Usagi-chan, great series. And next up is some absolute peak. JoJo's Part 5, Volume 4. These are releasing so damn slow. Like, we'll never be finished with JoJo. Like, this is gonna go out of business before they print everything, like all of JoJo's. Hopefully they decide to speed things up, but who knows, man. The releases are nice. The pink bubble still is not great in my opinion, but what can you do about it? Anyways, last but not least is some figures, and they're all from the same line, and they're all from the same series. And it's The Boys. Draken, Bahi, and Mikey. I already have Chifuyo. I think that's his name. So these are going to be joining him on top of the Japanese release of Tokyo Revengers. I mean, what can I say? I had to pick these up. I love Tokyo Revengers, and I can still love it, even though the current arc is booty cheeks. But what can you do? 3 figures. They're actually pretty good for the price I paid. And I mean, just look at my boy Bahi. Damn, man, best boy. Anyway, that was all the pickups for this time. Hopefully I'll be back in a couple weeks with another haul, or maybe a reading lab. Who knows? There's definitely a reading log that was just filmed, so not sure if that's going to be out first or this will be out first. Depends on how I'm feeling. Also, I'm going to be spending a lot of time playing the new Diablo game, so see you guys whenever I see you. Have a good one and go read some manga.